Early results from Nicaragua's general elections indicating incumbent President Daniel Ortega winning majority of votes, securing a fourth straight term in office. Supreme Electoral Council says with around half of the ballots counted, Ortega managed to secure 75%. About 4.5 million people were eligible to cast their ballots. The Sunday election also chose members for 90 out of 92 seats in Congress. 30,000 police and military personnel watched the voting process across the nation. This amid U.S. pressure, with President Biden accusing Ortega of orchestrating a pantomime election that was neither free nor fair. Ortega, however, says is defending Nicaragua against adversaries who want his ouster with the help of foreign powers. From London, I'm now joined by Marcus Papadopoulos, author and historian. Welcome, Marcus. So, how do you see things happening as regards Nicaragua's election? The U.S. doesn't seem to be happy about it.
Well, historically speaking, Latin America is entrenched in Washington's orbit, with the US's Monroe Doctrine being very much alive and well today. Furthermore, the US's historic hold over Latin America can be described as so extraordinary that it is one of the most important of strategic regions for America in the world. Indeed, Josef Stalin once described Latin America as the, quote, obedient army of the United States. However, Daniel Ortega is a cause for concern for Washington, and he has been ever since the 1980s, the decade in which the Sandinista leader first came to power and in which he positioned Nicaragua in the Soviet Union's orbit. Daniel Ortega then returned to power in Nicaragua in the 2000s, and as a result of that, Vladimir Putin's Russia looked to restore its Soviet-era relationship with Nicaragua. And ever since then, Nicaragua has been of immense strategic importance to Russia. And it is certainly the case today that Nicaragua, along with Venezuela in particular, but also Cuba, allows Russia to have a very important foothold in Latin America. And of course, that is one of the reasons why Washington is so alarmed by Daniel Ortega's presence, his leadership of Nicaragua, because Ortega has, in simple terms, opened the door to Russia restoring its presence in Nicaragua. Now, Daniel Ortega historically is very popular amongst ordinary people in Nicaragua. But of course, that means nothing to America. America will, of course, deride the election in Nicaragua. They will allege voter fraud on behalf of Daniel Ortega, though, of course, they will not substantiate their claims with any concrete evidence. But the reason why America is so vehemently opposed to Daniel Ortega is because of the relationship that Nicaragua has with Russia. I wouldn't go as far as to say that Nicaragua and Russia have a strategic partnership with each other yet, but it is certainly the case that both countries are moving to a position in which a strategic relationship sooner rather than later will be established between the two. And within the corridors of power in Moscow, the expression "our Latin American comrades" is very much applied to not just the Cubans and the Venezuelans, but also the Nicaraguans.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Marcus Papadopoulos, author and historian in London.